Okay, off to another hunt. We have two rolls from the bank. These are customer rolls. Somebody wrapped them. Then I have two machine rolls. They're going to check out. So just to mix it up a little bit. We'll go a little longer with this one. We're going to do all four of these. So that would be 160 nickel hunt. And again, at the end of the video will be the highlights. So if you're interested, you can zoom ahead and check the highlights. Or you could stick around. There we go. Sometimes customer rolls show up nice, so you get a nice surprise. We'll see. Do two of those. Alright. I'm going to save the wrappers to rewrap them. These I can't. You can't rewrap those. You turn them, they're done. Try to turn these that way to keep them from rolling in. Alright, so we're going to head right to the races here. A quick peek. Pull out the Liberty V nickels, the War nickels, the Buffaloes, the shielded nickels. None in there. Alright, let's go to my microscope. Make sure we're centered. Looking here, just doing my, checking. My checking. Alright, we're all set. I'm going to start it off with a 78 Denver. Pretty ratty coin. Shut that drawer. Here we go. Try to go faster here. We'll try to go faster. 21. So you got a very minor beehive right here. Very minor. But it's there. Nonetheless, that's from a dyed chip or crack along the building, causing material to flow out from underneath, from the press, from the strike. On eBay they're called beehive cuds. You can call them what you want. That's what I call it. It's a beehive cud. It's it's a retained cud, meaning it's not off. It's off the collar. It's in the coin. This one's nice. It's got full steps, but it is a 21. We're going to put it aside, and it's going to go into our beehive cud collection. I'll check my lineup, make sure I'm good. Alright, we're good. Keep an eye out for them. Some of the real big ones, the severe ones, and they're really nice to see. This looks like a heavy strike. You always move the coin around, look to see if you can see anything from the other side coming through. Nothing here. 88 Denver. Oh, I'm going to pass on that. $2,002 Denver. I saw a little machine doubling on that too. Yeah, you see it on that second two. The D has a little doubling on it. It's machine doubling. Some people collect them, but this is just so minor. I mean, technically, it is a variety or an you know, say it's an error. It happens quite a lot. Is there any value to it? I don't think there is. Very little. So that's why I'm sending it back to the bank. I mean, you start talking about splitting hairs with these doublings, you see. You know, you really have to. It's got to stand out. If it's not a true double die or a real severe machine doubling, I don't see any reason to keep them. You're going to find a lot with the Jefferson nickels. Just, you know, I don't know. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, sure, save them, put them aside. I I look for more or less the heavier issues or substantial mint errors of varieties. This 68 Denver. Oh, is that San Francisco? Could be. I just don't know. Yeah, it looks like an S. I don't know. Is it yeah, that's a San Francisco. Um, Nothing really going on. A solid strike for a coin, but it's got a lot of damage. Let it go. See ya. 13 Denver. Nope. 02 Philly. Nope. 98 Denver. Now these rolls are from customer rolled coins. You never know. 75 Denver. See an old one laying down there. 84 Philly. Just looks old. See a lot of this heavy strikes. Like a indentation from the back. Passing on it. It's not screaming at me. Four. 15. A mess. 01 Philly. Oh, I saw something. No. Unicorns. They're everywhere. Another one with a hard strike. 87 Denver. I don't see any die clash. I just love to see the outline of Tom's head. It's not there. Or the Monticello. Oh, just the 87 Denver. 78 Denver. A little heavy in the collar here. '78 Philly. No mint mark. Big mistakes. You know, novice collectors say, "No, It's got no mint mark. It's got to be worth $1 million. You know, before certain dates, they did not have mint marks for a long time. You know, Philadelphia, they just didn't have mint marks. Many coins. You know, different denominations. 17 Philly. 19 Philly. Alright. 16 Philly. Keep them going. 99 Philly. Oh, look at the back first. 87 Philly. Another deep strike. Let's see, any Monticello. I think they were turning up the hydraulics when they did this. I got a little machine doubling on the chin here. On the face. Almost like a ghosting going on. Is it you could tell this coin was hit real hard. Not to a point where it was a die clash, but hit pretty hard. And does it have value? I don't think so. That's why it went in the bucket. 77. It's a mess. What do we got here? 70 Denver. Okay. 2020 Philly. 80 Philly. A little bit of grease. 16. 14 Philly. 86 Denver. Look at the back first. That's fine. Nothing there anyway. 02 Philly. Unicorn doubling. '95 Philly. '18 Denver. '08 Philly. What a mess. 19 Philly. Nope. 2020 Philly. And we do have a little bit of a beehive. Very minor, but it's there right here. Material from a die crack, a die chip. So let's put it aside. Actually, you know what? I'm looking at it again. That's really minor. It's almost embarrassing. But you know what? I'm putting it in my Beehive Cud Pile. 2000 Denver. I won't hold on for a review on that one. 18 Philly. Come on now. What do we have here? We have hexagons. What the heck is that? Hey, somebody's glitter. Well, that's the 2016 Philly glitter era. Look at that. Are you looking at it? This is real. Just kidding. Get out of here. 2020 Philly. I'm seeing unicorns again. See that card on the left? It's trying to pop out. I'm getting rid of it. Stop embarrassing me. 23. One Philly that looks like a Denver. Oh. 14 Philly. Nope. 98 Philly. 21 Philly. 23 Philly. 99 Philly. What do we have here? 90 Denver. Grease issue. Nothing to write home about. 96 Philly. Almost looks like a crack going along the bottom of the building. Could be. Looks raised. But you know what? 96 Philly. That is, it's got a little interest to it. You got a little grease issue below the 5 cents. It was a pressure, it might be a minor crack, like a hairline crack. You know, in the coin itself or the die, I don't know. You gotta put it aside. You know, it's not anything substantial. But we'll save it anyway for our review. A much anticipated review at the end of the video. 05. Oh, the joy. Now, cracks, chips, chunks, splits, cracks, cuds. Out of here. Get out of here. 91 Philly. You're trying to make yourself look like a cud there on the right. I'm not buying it. Could be minor, but like right up there on the right at 2 o'clock. But I'm not buying it. It's a unicorn cut. Here's a new one. For the coin police. Yeah, it's Hey, that was a unicorn cut. You can't tell me it wasn't. 95 Denver. Go back to Denver. 21 Philly. Yeah, oh, look at that error. Look at it now. There's a hit. Some people just get out of control and say, oh, can someone tell me what kind of error this is? Uh, yeah. You bringing it up that it's an error. I could have made up terms. Well, look at this one. Right to the collar. But you know what? There's a lot of issues going on. 81 Philly. This looks like it was chewed up more than anything else. I'm not going to give it any more time than that. Yeah. This coin had a rough life. See you later. Hope you feel better. Philly. Oh, it's missing the cents. Yeah. It's a unicorn. Another one with the unicorn cut. Which I know it's not. That's why it's a unicorn. I just made up a new term. Unicorn cut. They pop up everywhere. The mystical unicorn cut. 96 Denver. Unicorn doubling. 3 Philly. 17 Philly. What is going on there? Nothing. That's how a cut starts. You can see that little raised area. And this is on the right side. It's not as common. You could see there's a die chip in the making. Trying to pump out a cud there. Beehive cud. The unicorn cud. But there's nothing. You see that a lot. 84 Philly. Another one with a hard press. I just want to see that building popping through. See a die clash or something. Give me something. Another one. Look at that collar is messed up on United. I don't see Tom's forehead or his nose. This is a little off center. You have double edging on the top collar. But value? No. Alright. Getting rid of it. '82 Philly. '76 Denver. No, that's not a cut. It's not even a unicorn cut. That's dirt. That's dirt. The beehive cuts are lower. That's dirt. Go clean yourself up. 21 Denver. Come in here like that. 98 Philly. Looking at them too hard. 2015. Post-mint damage. PMD. That's not something women get. That's post-mint damage. $23p. Philly. Got a little edging, doubling on the collar. Nothing there substantial. You got it on the reverse too. Is it an error? No. Just a little machine doubling. And see, you got it on this one too. That could be the shadow from the light. A lot of folks make that mistake. They say, oh, look at that, it's all double. Yeah, it's your light. Seen that before. 84 Philly. Oh. And 21 Philly. Alright. That's the 2 rolls of customer rolled nickels. I'm going to pause and get to the bank rolls. Okay. Let's see what we got. So I got a little interest, some older. This guy right here. Yeah, nothing in. I'm just gonna go through them. There we go, 58. And that was the one I was looking at. Let's see what's going on. 58 Denver. With snow all over the steps. It's actually a common coin. See you later. 21 Philly. $20 Philly. $21 Philly. What do we got here? 75 Denver. $94 Denver. Mess. 03 Philly. The reverse. 23. Got a fat 3. Kind of error that is. Take it to one die. You see those fat numbers. It could be PMD. Coin could have got squished. Nothing in my red book. 83 Denver. Mechanic special. It's loaded with engine oil. Oh, gear oil. 74. Oh, that's potential woody going on here. Yeah, I think it was just dirty and was wiped. Ugh. That was a unicorn woody. There you go. 5. Something looks off here. I don't know. It's a hot mess. Only thing off is me looking at it. Now that's the ring of death right there. That's from the machine roller. It's perfectly lined up. It could be a washing machine. I think it's more the ring of death. 84 Philly. Nice toning now. I'll tell you. Yeah, I don't know if it's a thin cladding or just, poor annealing, whatever. But clearly these gold tone nickels, you got the copper coming through like that. It really does look interesting sometimes. Has a nice toning. Uh, if this had some kind of substantial mint era to it, it'd be a nice hit. Just because of the toning. And, many folks agree. I mean, it's a really clean coin. It's got wear, but it's in a finer condition, and it's got that gold toning. And if you agree, let me know. If you find one of the things a lot of folks don't look at is actual toning of coins. They don't pay enough attention to it. I'm going to look at this 84 Philly as a nicer coin to me because of that toning. And whether I don't think it's chemical, I believe it's from a thin cladding. And you're seeing the actual copper below. That's my guess. I'm going to put it aside, have a little more discussion on that later. It's a unicorn cladding. There you go. They all don't look like that. That's my point. And whatever caused it, and you can see a lot of nickels, quarters too, dimes that have that copper, the interior copper of the coin, kind of peeking its way through the cladding. And some are really interesting. Some have no cladding at all, but I do find them to be interesting. See, all of them have a little bit of gold tone to them. I don't know. 79. The one that toned down nice. That's my point. They have nice eye appeal. Like this one doesn't. So that's what I'm saying. 89 Philly. It would look good in the book. As a business strike circulated coin. Not proof, nothing crazy. It's just nice looking business strike circulated coin. Which I find, there's an interest in that to me. Let me know if you agree. Put it down below. Say you're crazy. Yeah, it's nothing about. I'm not making $1 million. This is a hobby. It's like people that grow flowers. Like, oh, look at this one. Look at this bud. Beautiful. The dahlias. People have dahlia the contest. This one's perfect. It's hanging just right. Yeah, all that. And same thing with coins. Some coins have a, inherent beauty about them. I'm saying they're valuable, worth $1 million. They're just a little different. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, stop flopping your gums, Gary. Go to the points. I know. I'm surprised I haven't found any heavy 98, 99 machine doubling. I talked about it earlier. Now nothing. 22 Philly. No. Why am I looking at it so hard? 05. Let's see. Buffalo? No. It's Oh, the joy. Tight chips in there. Get out of here. No, unicorns. Get out of here. 2015 Philly. Oh, something's got to pop up here. I said pennies were a lot more interesting. At least, you come across 98, 99, 2000, you're looking for wide AMs or 92s with close AMs, and, you know, all the above. A lot more interesting than nickels. But I'll go through them. You just never know. One good cud would make my day. And I found quite a bit. But they're few and far between. I mean, a real cut, the rim cut, collar cut. I'll call it that. The collar cut. And you don't see them often with nickels, but they do come up. They do show up. Oh, one Philly. Okay. 82 Denver. Another one. There's toning. Nothing crazy going on. I'll let it go. Come on, somebody come along. 81 Philly. Oh 06. Speaking of collar cuts or rim cut, I had one that filled this whole area up and came out like that. It was a really nice coin. And I believe it was a 06. And I sold it on eBay. I got a few bucks. But it was really extreme cut. And you don't come across them too often. But this one was really nice. And it sold quickly. Well, I had it up for auction, but it auctioned off quickly. Had a few bids on it too. A respectful amount. Yeah, ungraded. You don't need to grade, nickels with cuds on. Just let the eBay crowd figure it out what it's worth. Because most of these collectors and dealers and what have you that go on eBay looking for newly listed coins and unique varieties and what have you, they're going to bid on it. They're not going to let it slip by. Because you'll see a lot sell for really cheap, in an auction. And the reason is it's not worth really much, or it just slipped by. So anyway, 21. So it's worth taking a shot. Let the market set your price. And last thing you want to do, and I made the mistake. If someone comes along and says, "I'll give you this, I'll give you $50 now," if you end the listing, don't do it. It happened to me. I was like, "Oh, all right, well, yeah, you want it that bad? I'll give it to you." It was a penny. It was a 2021 Lincoln with the serious die crack that went through the VDB, the initials, and across a good third of the coin with a die chip or die crack with material. I would say it, retained cud. And they were selling for over $150. And it's the first one I found. I was like, oh, that's a nice crack. And the guy came along and said, "I'll give you 50 right now. You cancel the auction." I said, "Oh, hell, there's a penny." So I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I canceled it. I did a buy it now. He came along, cha-ching, bought it within seconds. And I was like, oh, I felt good. $50 for a penny. Well, he just turned around and sold it for over 200. So don't. Someone comes along and says, "I'll give you this, give you that." Don't take it. And say, "No, you can bid on it. Go for it." Now, this is another one of those sloppy cuts that we found earlier. It definitely is. I mean, I'm going to stand on that. This has got the same type of material coming off the collar as we found earlier. It could be an very minor collar cut. I'm going to call it that. And though it's not a big attention grabber here, but it's there. If you agree, that's not PMD. Clearly see it. That's on the collar, on the rim. It's above, and it's filling the rim area to the right of that Denver mint mark. So I'm going to take a good picture of it, put it on eBay. If I get 50 cents, great. I made 45 cents. I don't know. Let it go for what it's going to go for. So most, people say, it's a minor cut. I'll give you $1. I'll give you, 50 cents. Maybe more. I haven't seen another 64 Denver with that kind of collar issue before on other coins. Not the 64 Denver. The infamous 64 Denver. Seems a lot of people are attracted to it. It's the value of the full steps. See, I got one looking at me right here. 95 Denver. And just for that, it's 64 Denver. It's got an issue with the collar. I'm calling it it's a cut in its early stages, or something that could have been worse. There's probably worse out there. So there might be a variety of that. I haven't checked yet, but I'm just going to list it and, say, hey, it's got an issue. It appears to be a cut. I'll let, folks decide. That's how I play it. It's like I'm not going to say, this is definitely this and that. Yeah, here's my coin. Bid. And I'd say, possible cut. I'd say, this could be, looks like one. Get it verified. Let me spend $75, have it graded, and sell the coin for $1. There you go. Or $5. Somebody really wants it. Yeah, like I'm gonna do that. Worst case scenario, somebody spends $1 on it, and it turns out it's just a scratch or this and that. You're gonna, cry in your milk over, losing $1. I mean, yeah, whatever. Less information, the better. Here's my coin. What do you think? Because, I mean, I'll tell you, everybody, at some extreme, thinks they're an expert on every bit of terminology, every issue that's going on. No one knows for sure, 100%, what is going on with a coin. They could have pretty much a solid idea. These grading companies, but you'll also see grading companies from one company to another call issues completely different things, or the mint state. So, who's to say? One thing for sure, if you present a coin that is not the norm, you see for that vintage, or, that, what you're looking at, it's going to perk up interest. So, and this one, again, it's probably not a cut because it looks like an impact. And sure enough, looking at the rim, this coin's been impacted. So I can't go on eBay and say, yeah, look at that cut. No, it's an impact. It's PMD. To be fair, microscopes are great, but they're not as accurate as the actual, magnifying glass. The jeweler's scope, whatever they call it, jeweler's glass. They can really look at it. 61 was in the dirt. '61 Denver. Nothing special. A little double edging below United States, but nothing serious. Machine doubling on the collar. See you later. And a 62. Oh, what do we got here? That looks like it could be a dye chip right in the center of the building. I don't know. It just looks the way it's protruding. It could be impact. The coin was mashed because it's showing that other. I just don't know. I can't call it a dye chip, dye crack. It does look raised. It definitely looks raised. It also looks like it was an impact. So it's one of those coins. Yeah, you could see it's raised. That's one of those coins you put up there, say, mystery lump of stuff. This one actually I may put in my ultrasonic cleaner. Let's get a better look at it. Because whatever that tar is, the dirt that's on it will get taken off. Ultrasound is good for that. You're not scrubbing the coin, you're just removing any debris, which I'll do with that coin. And I'll list it on eBay. I'll say possible die chip. Right? Well, you're safe. And then let them decide. Take really good pictures. Microscope pictures. Alright. But yeah, that'll go up on eBay. Let me do the review. Go back. We got 5 nickels out of that one. And there's a beehive cut I threw in there, I believe. And looking at these, and the 62, and this is the one we just looked at, the 62 Denver, and I'm leaning hard for a die chip or a retained cut of some sort. I'm going to clean it up, look at it a little better. This one does, have interest with that. So let's see. I'll put that in a special spot. Ultrasound. We have 84 Philly. And this one, basically I saved this one aside because of the toning. It had a really hard strike to it. Almost looks like it could be like one of those first presses or the early press of the mint. But it was definitely hit hard and has some nice toning to it. No other errors, no varieties. It's just a nice looking coin. That's why I put this one aside. I mean, it does have substantial wear, but you do see, 3 maybe 4 steps. You see, detail above. So it's actually a nice coin. Again, I'm only looking at it from the perspective of curb appeal. If you're a coin collector and you understand how just the appeal of a coin, the toning can make a difference. Oh, here you go. You want an 84 Philly? Nice toning. That's how I'm going to list that one. 84 Philly, nice toning. And then, if it don't sell, don't sell. All right, 64. This looks like a die chip up on the T there. Here's a unicorn die chip. 64. Yeah, this one had the potential cut on the right side of the coin to the right of the mint mark. It's not a scratch. It's raised. You could clearly see it's raised. I'm going to put that one in the ultrasonic cleaner as well. 96 Philly. What do we have here? I forget. Oh, the grease. Yeah. Had a little bit of heavy grease strike on the bottom. Nothing. I wouldn't keep it for that reason. Huh. That's weird. But if I don't see it again, why I put it aside, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, I see it now. This is the lines at the bottom of the building. This could be a cracked planchet, cracked die, but you do see them. The line here and a line here. Is it something to write home to grandma about? No. But it's nonetheless, it's there. It's showing up. It is what it is. I'm going to look into it and see if there's a known die break or crack plant somewhere in that location, and I'll play it by ear. But this one again, I'll put in the ultrasonic cleaner and check it out. And we had this 21 Philly. And what was your story? Oh, yeah, the baby beehive cut. Right over here. Very small. Does it warrant saving it? I'm not going to sell it. People, they'd embarrass me. They would say, go away. I just wanted to point it out. That's because I've had these beehive cuds that go from near the top of here and they come out like a giant blob. And then also, I've had them where they were double. You have one on each side. That one, to me, was more valuable because you don't typically see the beehive cuds on the right of the building. Usually they're on the left. But if you do see it on the right, chances are you're going to see it on the left too, in a very mild state. But this one I had was pretty severe and a nice looking one on the right. So if you come across those, people actually look for them. So don't write it up as, it's nothing. If you do sell coins, put it up as a double beehive cut. With the date, the condition, and the better the condition, the better off you are. Here you can see full steps, but there's a lot of issues with this coin, a lot of nicks and knocks and, wear and, my point is the double beehive. If this had a double beehive, or a better beehive than that. But in my opinion, this coin is not worth it. I mean, technically it's a die chip. So there is an actual mint error with this coin, but it's a very mild error. You don't have grades of errors. It's error or not. It's a mint mishap. Cracked die, and that's where they show up on the side of the building. Affectionately called the beehive cut. So with that, I'm going to put it in my cud pile. I have a whole jug, working jug. I have more, but since I started collecting more. With that, hey, thanks for watching. And, we'll see you on the next one. If you have any, questions, and if you like my stuff, subscribe. I try not to be boring. I try not to be too corny either, which I tend to be. That's a warning, right? Actually, a little late for that warning. But yeah, I'm corny. I laugh at my own stuff. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy your day. Happy hunting. And, if you do like what I do, hit the like, the thumbs up at least. You can subscribe or not, but I appreciate it if you do show that you were here. And if you do comment below, I'd love to hear, anything I've talked about. If you got any comments, questions, you could tell me I'm a jerk, whatever. Comment below. Free speech, right? This is America. Look, right here. It's America. All right. I was going to drag this. Here we go. It's America. Here we go. Take care, and everybody have a nice day.